Thank you, Sue. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for taking a few minutes of the day and the agenda to allow me to talk about something that's very important to me and something I'm very excited about, Linkage Ventures. Linkage Ventures and the entire concept is not only new and exciting, it's something I'm very passionate about. And in fact, and you can ask the board members, I have taken hours talking about this in the past. When I mentioned that to Scott and Deb before the meeting, they said, yeah, that's great. Think more like 5 minutes. So, in fact, they said, make sure you're off the stage by 10:25. So, in conclusion, no, Steve, you could hit the first slide. What I really want to do is hit what our goals are at Linkage Ventures, talk a little bit about why how we're doing that, and then talk a little bit about why it makes sense for Linkage Ventures to be such a viable part of this space. And you can read the slide here. Our key is creating viable and sustainable sources of income for our members. That's really what we're here for. But I'd like to tell you a little bit about why that's exciting, not just what our goal is. I think Scott alluded to it earlier. If you look at the demographics, not only in the U.S., but across the globe, the aging population is immense, and it's growing bigger and bigger. We were in Washington last week, and we saw a very interesting demographer presentation that lays out by age the number of people in each country. So many of them would start very small at the younger ages. Some would balloon in the young adults. All of them got very big when they got to the older population. This space is going to continue to grow for a number of years. It's not a one-off situation. And you also have a number of people who are starting to look at new solutions for that space, which is really exciting from an investment perspective. We're looking for, obviously, emerging technologies that might help that. Established service providers even are looking at new ways to grow their business and new solutions that they can provide. And the bottom line is we're looking for solutions to issues. So with that as the background of what we're trying to do, the first step is, how do you do that? So Steve, you hit that. The first and foremost thing is to build a good investment process to both look at, evaluate, and then make decisions to move forward or not with various investments. The first step that we took was to create a great partnership with our friends at CincyTech. They have a world of experience with building that infrastructure, looking at opportunities, and investing in them. So we are working closely with them, and together we've created a really interesting, I think, investment process to review these opportunities. But the point I want to make here is the key to any successful investment program is deal flow, and quite frankly, unique deal flow. So if you're sitting there and you're wondering, gee, this may or may not sound interesting, how can I play a part? The biggest thing I would say is you guys are the experts in the industry. You're in this world every day. If you ever see potential solutions or if you have ideas, you have an outlet for that now. Call Steve, call me, send us an email, talk to somebody at Linkage. We'd love to talk through innovative solutions in this space. That's where the unique deal flow comes from. We're obviously doing a number of other things to get us out in the industry, within the technology world, et cetera, to build the pipeline. And as Scott mentioned, not only is it growing, it's probably officially in overflow mode right now. It's really exciting to see the reaction from the marketplace to what we're talking about and the idea that we've put forth to the market. Just to wrap up real quickly, there are a lot of venture organizations out there in the world. A lot of them have money to invest in interesting opportunities. I think there's 4 key points that Linkage Ventures offers that, to my mind, nobody else can. Obviously, the first one, funding. We have the capability to make investments. That's kind of the first thing you have to have if you're going to be in the venture world and the investment world. The second thing that we offer that I don't think anybody else can comes from our members and our partners. We have the domain expertise. As Scott alluded to in his intro, there are a lot of folks who were creating products without a single clue as to how it would fit in the marketplace and whether or not the marketplace wanted it. Jan, we laughed about in a meeting a while ago. You got to make cat food that the cats want to eat, and a lot of times you're building cat food in this space, but nobody wants to eat it. So, really focusing on that domain expertise is really key. And then tying into Sue's comment or presentation just a minute ago, we have really unique beta test capabilities. And from a new venture perspective, the big swings and misses are usually those that spend a lot of money creating an interesting product that conceptually works, but they can't get it out into the market to test, is it going to be viable in the market, or do I need to pivot it a little bit to be viable in the market? With our beta test capabilities, we can offer that to entrepreneurs and investors, which I think is really huge. And last but not least, we obviously have the capability to affect distribution. Through our members, we have the ability to make a market, if you will, and if it's a good, viable product that can bring a solution to the marketplace, of course, our members are going to be interested in applying that to their situation.